Hi, this is Di, the bass playing mom, and today we are talking about your bass playing influences. Now, I've made 2 videos of my influences and 1 video of yours, but these are more influences you've been sending me, and I need to check them out. The first influence that we need to talk about is Cliff Burton. Cliff Burton was the bass player for Metallica for 4 years before his death. I, of course, am familiar with Metallica, but am more familiar with Robert Trujillo, who was a later bass player. I am not familiar with Cliff Burton's work, and so I have found an isolated track of Master of Puppets, and I'm going to listen to it. It uses distortion. Of course, I've heard Master of Puppets before, but I've never concentrated on the bass line. It's really fast. I can see where he would really drive Metallica in a certain direction. I'd love to know a couple things. I have some questions. This is still playing in my ear. Did Cliff Burton play with a pick or with his fingers? Now, I'm a fan of a driving bass line because I can play them, and because I think it really moves the song forward and keeps time. But if you love Cliff Burton for a different reason, or for any of those reasons, would you let me know down in the comments what your favorite thing is about him? I do like all that distortion. The next bass player you all really liked was Gene Simmons. I am, of course, a child of the 80s, and when I say a child of the 80s, I mean I was a teenager in the 1980s, and so I love 80s music. And so, of course, I am familiar with Kiss, and Gene Simmons being the bass player for Kiss. However, in listening to Kiss, I've never listened to them for the bass line. So I have found the Detroit Rock City isolated bass line. I'm going to see how Gene Simmons sounds. It's really hard to find a picture where he didn't have his tongue out. Lots of distortion again. I didn't expect. I can hear pick. In fact, this sounds like an overdrive pedal. All in heels while he's playing. So if you're a Gene Simmons fan, please leave something in the comments. Tell me why I should love Gene Simmons. It sounded pretty good to me, but nothing extraordinary. Let me know what you think. Jack Bruce. So Jack Bruce is a Scottish bass player. He played in the band Cream. He has passed on. He died in 2014. Jack Bruce doing an amazing bass solo. And the person who posted this video said that Jack is the reason that he plays bass. I guess Jack played with Eric Clapton. Fretless, fast, playing with his fingers, no kick. Okay, Jack Bruce plays like he is the bass player for a jazz band. I would say if you are a fan of Jaco Pastorius, yeah, this might be your thing. Is definitely making use of the entire bass. He plays chords, playing high and low. Here he's playing with Ringo Starr on drums. How about a little Sunshine of Your Love? That's a song I know. Sings while he plays too. He seems like he's really a master of his instrument. So now you recommended John Paul Jones. John Paul Jones is the bass player from Led Zeppelin, which, of course, I've listened to lots of Led Zeppelin, but I have not concentrated on the bass line. So this is Ramble On's isolated bass track. Fingers. I would love to play like this. Very melodic, long notes. It's a style that's reminiscent of Paul McCartney. He's a very creative bass player. He's not just locked in with the drummer. He's doing melodies and counter melodies. can see why you guys like him. I'm excited for this bass player. The next one that you all nominated was John Taylor, bass player from Duran Duran. Of course, very popular in the 80s. And I'm going to be listening to the isolated bass line off the song Rio, which I already know is an awesome bass line. But pick, no distortion, very fast. Kind of a repeating rock bass line. These were very popular in the 80s. He had a groove, that's for sure. This is our first groove bass player list. Heartthrob when I was a teenager, and so it's hard to separate the bass player from the heartthrob. He was releasing content all the way through the Popular Sickness. The last bass player that you all nominated as your bass playing influence was Mikewah. It looks like he was part of the punk rock scene. I can't find anything isolated to have him playing the second band. He was with the Missing Men, and it looks like he played with Iggy Pop. He's playing a song called The Glory of Man. Sounds a little bit like Talking Heads. He's playing a repeated lick just like John Taylor was. Alright, so now I'm going to listen to him with the Missing Men, San Pedro Shred. He's playing with his fingers but his thumb too. Singing. It does remind me a lot of Tina Weymouth's bass line. Mikewah, he does these shreds. He's like all in. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for introducing me to some of your bass players. Please comment down below if any of these bass players are your favorite. If there's something I should listen to, let me know. Here's some more videos of favorite bass players in a playlist, and a video down below that YouTube picked out just for you.